Hello everyone and welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls. For today's video I wanted to show you guys a few clips of the Chapter 9 story mode that is available only on Japan at the moment. We're currently on Chapter 7, so they're 2 chapters ahead. So what I did, I just played through the story mode missions and I recorded a bunch of the clips. And there's a lot of new characters, boss characters at least, that are available. Player characters, there's none. There's a 2-star Okaora that you can get as a drop. But as far as actual characters you can play, nothing yet. So why don't we just go ahead and take a look. So the first guy here is one of Baragon's Fraction. I think his name is Abirama. And this chapter, like most of the missions, end in a boss fight. And the bosses are the Fraction of Baragon, the Fraction of Halibel, and there's also the monster that Halibel's Fraction can combine to create. So it's quite a few characters because Baragon has he has six subordinates, and here's Charlotte Coolhorn, which is kind of he or she is kind of a weird character in the story because he's male, but he's very feminine. Well, he's obsessed with his own beauty. And he fights Yumichika, which is pretty interesting. He actually has a special. So, it's possible that he might become a playable 4-star or something like that. Most of them don't actually have specials. Findor, this guy here, he fights Hisagi in the story, and he also has a special. But I believe he's already in the game as a 4-star. So there's not any surprise there. Basically, I think if they have a special animation like this, I think they'll become a playable character. So yeah, like I was saying, Baragon has 6 Fraction, and Halibel has 3. So most of this chapter is boss fights, really. This guy right here, I think his name is Poe, P-O-W, and he's a giant. It looks like he's like based on a whale, some kind of whale, and he fights Ikaku. But obviously he won't be a player character because of look how huge he is. It would be cool if he was a playable character, but I don't think it would work. So there you have Poe. And this character is Gigio Vega, and he fights Soifan in the story. It looks like he's based on some kind of saber-toothed tiger. Nothing really too interesting about his powers or abilities. He doesn't have a cutscene animation, so it's probably unlikely that he'll be playable. Yeah, I mean it's the story doesn't actually cover, like, Halibel and Baragon and Stark are not in Chapter 9. I mean they're kind of they're in the dialogue scenes, but they're not actually in any of the missions. This elephant guy, I forget his name. I forget his name, but he fights Omeda. And Omeda actually has he has a decent role in this little part of the story. He helps Soifan against Baragon as well. So I would have to guess that we're going to get some kind of playable Omeda, which would be pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people hate on Omeda, but for completionist's sake, I think he needs to be in the game in some kind of form. This Fraction is one of Halibel's. I believe this is Mila Rose. There's so many characters in Bleach that I don't, even though I'm a huge fan of the series, I don't remember their exact abilities and things like that. But yeah, this is one of Halibel's Fraction, and the three Fraction of Halibel, you know, they're always like arguing with each other, and you know, they're always being really rowdy, stuff like that. This one right here is Apache, and again, nothing really too unique about her, about what she does. You know, pretty standard attacks. But, you know, just because I don't think they don't have, because they don't have a cutscene animation, you know, that doesn't rule them out from being playable characters. You know, they made playable characters of people like, you know, who are the guys that Grimjo was the leader of? I can't think of any of their names right now. Like Edorod and, you know, those random Arankar, like Gottenbane. This one right here is Soon Soon. But the point I was trying to make is that they've made playable characters of some pretty insignificant story characters. So you never know. You know, I mean, they could release some kind of version of these guys, you know, or they could just leave them in the story mode. But they haven't been really consistent about it. You know, we have stages in the previous chapters. This right here is Alon, I think his name is, and he's like a combination of the three Fraction of Halibel. You know, they tear off their arms, and the arms like coalesce into this beast here. Yeah. But yeah, they make these boss characters that are unique and all that, but sometimes they don't put them in a game as playable characters, like Zomari, for example, or Araniro. You know, and those guys are Espada. So, you know, if they don't do those guys, you know, I don't see them doing a lot of these guys. Maybe one or two. Oh, and this one is really exciting. It's Ulquiorra, but he's in his first form, Resurrection. And yeah, he looks pretty cool. Like, I'm actually surprised they didn't make this character here a playable version. You know, if they were to release him now, I think it would be a little too late, because they already released the Segunda Etapa version. So it really wouldn't make sense for them to go back and release a version that's weaker than that. But then again, Ulquiorra is a really popular character, and you know, it's possible they might do some kind of 4-star version with this character. But you know, again, it's all speculation, and it'll be a little while before we get to this point in the on the global server. So if you're waiting for characters from the Fate Karakura Town fight, you know, I think it's going to be a minute. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and hope you have something to look forward to. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.